Assalamualaikum student. Now take a look on quadratic equation. As I previously told you that quadratic equation has an expression of ax square plus bx plus c. When we calculate the value or derive the formula for x, then it's the formula of quadratic equation become minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Now here is the factor, that is b square minus 4ac, with b square minus 4ac, which is also called the discriminant of the quadratic equation, and it is denoted by delta. This is called delta. And here is some conditions of delta which determines the roots of the quadratic equation or nature of the roots of the quadratic equation. If delta is greater than 0, then roots are real and unequal. Means the value of x which can be out from this equation, the value is real and the roots are unequal. And if delta is less than 0, roots are non-real. Means it will be complex or imaginary. And if delta is equal to 0, roots are rational and equal. Means both roots will be equal and it will be a rational value. Rational means the value which can be denoted by fraction. And if delta is perfect square, then roots are rational and unequal, otherwise irrational. Now, how delta value will help to determine the nature of the root, I will discuss this by the help of an example. So consider the example. Now student, we will consider an example 5x square plus 3x plus 1. We will compare this equation by our general equation of quadratic equation. Coefficients of the x square here is 5, so a is equals to 5. Now this whole value is a, this whole value is b, and this whole value is c. So compare the coefficients from the general equation. Here a is equals to 5, b is equals to 3, and c is equals to 1. First of all, we have to determine the value of delta, means the nature of the roots. Here delta is equals to b square minus 4ac. By putting the value of b square minus 4ac, we obtain b is equals to 3 का whole square minus 4, a is equals to 5, and c is equals to 1. And 3 3 is 9 minus 5 4 is 20. After subtracting it, we get minus 11. If we are taking the root of minus 11, then it will be imaginary or complex. Means this is not the perfect square and this is not the whole number. Imaginary roots will be imaginary or complex. So now we will verify the roots, nature of the root, by putting the value of this equation in this formula to find out the value of x or the roots of x. Now student, here we do the verification for the nature of the roots or value of the roots. X is equals to minus b, the value of minus b is minus 3 from this equation, plus minus root of b square, here b is 3 का whole square, minus 4, a is 5, and c is 1 on 2a, which is 2 into 5, minus 3 plus minus 3 3 is 9 minus 20 upon 5 to the 10, minus 3 plus minus 9 minus 20 again minus 11. Plus minus minus means we have to solve by subtracting this, and 20 minus 9 is 11, but the sign will be of the bigger number, which is 20, and therefore sign will be negative. Divided by 10. Now here you see that the root is under the root value is negative. So here we know that iota square is a complex or imaginary value which is equal to -1, and we can write this like -3 plus minus 11 into -1 divided by 10. And here we put the value of -1, which is iota square, and this will be equal to -3 plus minus 11 iota square. This is called iota square upon 10, and this will be equal to -3 plus minus root of 11 iota. Iota square is a perfect square, so it will come out of the root, and upon 10. So here student, you can see that these roots is come out to be a complex or imaginary, means with iota, which is a complex or imaginary value. So roots are unequal. Because one value of root is in plus and one root of value is in minus. Roots are unequal and complex or imaginary. So the value of delta, which is roots, will be imaginary complex, is proved by this value of x. Now student, we have to consider another example of the quadratic equation, which is x square minus 9x plus 5 is equal to 0. Again we have to compare this equation from the general or basic equation of the quadratic, where here a is equals to 1, because when there is no value with any variable, there will be 1. So a is equals to 1, and b is equals to -9, and c is equals to 5. Now first of all we have to determine the value of delta. Delta is equals to b square minus 4ac. Now putting the value of a, b, c, we determine the value of delta, which is the nature of the root. b is equals to -9 whole square minus 4, a is equals to 1, and c is equals to 5. Now simplify this. 9 9s are 81, minus minus plus, minus 4 5s are 20. Now by subtracting these two values, we have obtained 61. Value of delta is plus 61, which is greater than 0. As student, we have get the value of delta, which is 61, because 61 is not a perfect square and is greater than 0. So roots will be unequal, means both value of x which we obtain from this formula are not equal, and real, the number will be real, the value of the x will be real, and irrational, means they will be in the square root. So we have to verify this by putting the value of a, b, c in this equation, quadratic formula. Now student, here we do the verification by putting the value in quadratic formula. X is equals to minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. X is equals to, the value of b is minus 9 minus 9 whole square minus 4, the value of A is 1 and the value of C is 5 upon 2, the value of A is 1. X is equal to minus minus plus 9 plus minus 9 9s are 81 and minus the square of minus is plus minus 4 5s are 20. X is equals to 9 plus minus root of 61. Now student, you can see that 61 is not a perfect square, so this is called irrational and unequal and rare. So this is the answer, proof of the discriminant of the above equation. Roots are unequal, irrational and rare.